With the trade deadline in the National Football League right around the corner, we're going to play Fact or Fiction with our NFL insider, Jason Cole. Jason, let's start in Tampa Bay. Doug Martin, the muscle hamster. Fact or Fiction, he is still a Buccaneer after Tuesday's deadline.
The fact he will still be a Buccaneer because there are a number of teams that are interested in talking to multiple NFL sources. A lot of teams would like to have Doug Martin. The problem is he's got 2 years left on his contract. Those years are relatively cheap, even for a backup player. I think that the Bucs would like to keep him based on that.
But Jason, it's Martin's teammate Vincent Jackson who's generating the most buzz heading into the deadline. Fact or Fiction that he is still in Tampa Bay after Tuesday.
Again, this is a tough one, but fact, he's still going to be a Buccaneer. Again, talking to the same multiple sources and some others, teams like Seattle, Philadelphia, New England, all sniffing around about Vincent Jackson, trying to get him in trade. However, the Bucs want at least a second-round draft pick, perhaps a first one, depending on the team, because you don't want to take too low a pick. But they also want to keep their good players because they do want to keep their fans. Fact, he stays.
Jason, a brutal loss for Atlanta in London. Fact or Fiction, the Falcons will be sellers at the deadline.
Absolute fact, they are sellers at the deadline at this point, despite the fact that the NFC South is a terrible division that anybody, even the Buccaneers, might still win. The Falcons are sellers. They realize they have to rebuild that defense. They have to keep going. Even if they change coaches with Mike Smith, they're going to be selling off parts like Osi Umenyiora, Steven Jackson. They have been quietly talking around the league with teams about what other teams might be interested in.
The Raiders are rebuilding, but they do have some veterans who might be attractive. Fact or Fiction, Oakland moves Justin Tuck.
Absolute fact that they will move Justin Tuck if they can get some team that's interested, looking for an outside pass rusher, a guy that they can be moved around quite a bit. Look, Oakland is trying to rebuild. They didn't do a very good job of it this year because they went with a really old lineup trying to compete in the short term, but they realize now they've got to pick up as many draft picks as they possibly can. They don't have a lot to sell. Justin Tuck is one of the few parts that they might be able to sell.